WordPress comes with a handy feature named post formats. Post formats are similar to post types, except post formats aren't extendable. This may be a bit confusing at first, but let's see why post formats exist. In the resources section of this lecture, I provide a link to the Post Formats Codex page. This is what WordPress has to say about post formats. Post formats is a theme feature introduced with version 3.1. A post format is a piece of meta information that can be used by a theme to customize its presentation of a post. The post formats feature provides a standardized list of formats that are available to all themes that support the feature. Themes are not required to support every format on the list. New formats cannot be introduced by themes or even plugins. The standardization of this list provides both compatibility between numerous themes and an avenue for external blogging tools to access this feature in a consistent fashion. So basically, it's a way for posts to be formatted according to a specific type of meta information. This could be done with custom post types, so why did WordPress create post formats instead of post types? Well, it's because it would be an overkill. Can you imagine having a post type for videos, quotes, links, and all these other supported post formats on your WordPress site? Even though all of them are pretty common amongst sites, we would have a large menu and a lot of posts to manage. All of these post formats are general purpose and fit into all kinds of sites. So, WordPress decided it would be best to fit this as a meta box with metadata instead of its own custom post type. We're not forced to use this feature or even enable all the post formats. However, I recommend that you try your best to enable this feature for your theme. It's actually quite simple to add to your theme. Open up the functions file and use the function add_theme_support, pass in post-formats, and we're actually going to use the second parameters, which is an additional set of arguments to specify what we want to support. I'm going to support link, quote, and video. Let's try creating a new post, and you will now see this new meta box appear in the sidebar called Format, with all the supporting post formats we listed. By default, all posts are assigned standard. This can be whatever you want it to be. If I were to click various post formats, nothing really happens. I'm going to add some info to this post and set it as quote. I can then view this post and nothing seems to happen. Well, that's because it's up to us to detect that change in our theme and then display the post formatted differently. In our themes folder, create a file named single-post.php. Previously, we used the single.php file to display our post's content. But since we are now using metadata specific to the post, it's better to create a template for this specific post type now. WordPress provides a specific function called has_post_format, which accepts a post format of our choosing and will check the current post's format. It'll return true if the post format we passed is in use. Let's use this now by adding it right above the content. We're going to check for a quote format. If this remains true, we'll then simply echo out a message saying this is a quote format. Open up this post, and we should see now this message appear right before our content. That's basically it. Of course, it would make sense if we chose the video format and then had an input for a video link. Then, display the video if the video post format was selected. However, WordPress does not provide that out of the box. What you would have to do is create a meta box with the metadata. Then, you would have to make sure to hook into the save process so you can save the metadata. Lastly, you'll have to then use the has_post_format function to check for the various formats you support and display the correct information. I want you to do this exercise. You already have all the knowledge to do this. If you don't remember, then revisit the plugin section of this lecture where we talk about metaboxes.